Hello, hello, welcome back to I Create For You. My name's Lori and this is Whatever Wednesday. So, I've been posting some of my sketches and I just thought I'd bring you along on this is my someone gifted this to me a long time ago. And I still haven't made it through the whole sketchbook, but it is pretty thick. And I do both sides when I do it, see? So I'm going to show you some of the ones that I haven't posted, that I don't think I posted anyway. This one I don't know, and this one I don't know that I posted. I don't think I did. I was working on soldier ones. So yeah, I think you guys can see both of them. I'll bring it down in. I mean, you might not see the full pictures on some of these, but we'll work with it. And this one I just outlined, but I never finished it. Then I did a soldier with poppies, and then I did cross flags, boots, and helmet. And then, of course, then I started here, and I showed you these guys. Mr. Attitude Frog. But I don't know if I showed you all of these. I might have showed you these two guys. I'm going to go back out a little bit because I might have showed you these two guys. And then I did some more. Yeah. Let me get rid of this stuff. I'm going to put it over here for now. In and out, in and out. Yeah, up, down, up, down. So I did this one, the two frogs under an umbrella. And then I did this one, two frogs just hanging out. And then I did this guy too, Mr. King Frog. And then I started another one. I look for these little pages, little things. I Google something and then I'm like, okay, I'll Google frogs. I don't normally do frogs, but what the heck. And I started this guy, so we're probably going to try to finish him today. And I had a few more frogs. I said to Mark, I'll probably get really sick of frogs after a while. I had this guy that I'd like to do. This guy. Oops, I don't want to rip my page here. My paper clip is stuck. There we go. That one. Some will be easy. The reason I have so many is I'm trying to do different angles. I have a hard time sometimes doing side views, especially with getting the eyes somewhat together. This guy, he's funny. He's cute. Mr. Hoppity there. And I got some other stuff that I wanted to do. Like, of course, I want to go get into creepiness too. So I had this one that I'd like to do and try. I don't even know what I looked up when I did that. But I guess next time I Google, I'm going to be doing creepy raven images to sketch. And then I'll have all these ideas and then I'll just sketch them. My problem is I can't just come up with a picture. You know, I always have to have a reference. And I always thought that was a form of cheating. And until I went in and got into the coloring world, and a lot of those adult coloring books, I should say. I have that on my other channel, which is Creepin' It, excuse me, Creepin' It Colorful is my other channel, which is about adult coloring. And I found out some of the artists on there use reference pictures to do their illustrations or whatever. And then they just take that picture and tweak it to the way they like it or whatever. Or they use the reference photos to get color schemes and match up that way. I like to, and I haven't done it in these pictures, these frog pictures. I like to take pictures and kind of mash them together. How can I explain that better? I don't even know if I have any in here that I have done that would better explain what I'm talking about. I kind of improved a little bit since the beginning of my journey. These were all done with prompts, and that girl doesn't do it anymore. She used to do. I did these anime ones. I don't know if I have any mashup ones in here where I would take. Ooh, look at this. I missed some. Rutro, raggy. Okay, where I would take an image. Here are my spooky ones. I take my image and kind of add to it. Oh, I don't know. Let's just take a little gander through here. I really liked my, I liked my wolf picture there. Let's see if I can find something that I mashed up. These, I don't normally color my pictures, but these ones I did and posted. But I'm not thinking that I have a mash up one. Oh, I did a big froggy there. Basically, if I see something and I don't really want to just do that photo. Hey, I shocked myself there. I'm sorry. I had a squirrel moment there with a lion. If I see something and I don't necessarily just want to copy it. These were bug prompts. I would add something to the picture or add something to the character. And I've done that when I've done little ATC cards. I've drawn them and then incorporated something else. Here's an example. I just did national parks where you do 6 ATCs, which are artist trading cards. Holy guacamole. And I drew a state, the outline of the state, and within that state I drew a picture of the park. Like one of them was Mammoth Cave. I did Eastern. I just picked, you could do any national park you wanted to. The ones I drew, I did the eastern states since I'm on this side of the country. So I picked 6 states and found a national park within that state and found a reference photo for that. So what I did was I drew the outline of the state, and then within that state I drew what the national park featured. Like the one was Mammoth Caves, so I drew an entrance to a cave, and I did it off of a real photo of that park. So that's how I mashed it up. Nobody else was doing that on their ATC cards, and I thought that was just my way of interpreting, hey, this state holds this national park. I just thought it was a little bit better than just doing the park itself. So that's one example. Here's my panda bear, my ostrich, my monkey, piggy and cow, chicken and rooster, llama and bull. Yeah, I don't think I have too many mashup ones in here. These were all around Easter. Oh, here we go. These are ones that I thought up off the top of my head. A swale is a mixture of a swan and a snail. A quackoon is a raccoon and a platypus like. Wait. A duck and a raccoon mixed. I was trying to figure out what I was thinking there. This is a turduckle, which is a turtle body and a duck head. This one is a beezy, which is a beagle and a bee. An elefish, which is a fish elephant. A fish body, elephant head. A pig eagle is a pig head, eagle body. Hedgepus, which is an octopus with a hedgehog head. A frobbit is a rabbit head with a frog body. Oh, I did quite a lot of these. Rhinoceros is a kangaroo body with a rhinoceros head. Caterpillar is a cat with a caterpillar body. And that's it. That's what I came up with. Ooh, another spot I missed. These are some of my spooky ones. I had prompts for these. So these guys. And then I went into doing cutesy. Right after I did horror, I did cutesy. He's one of my favorites right here. He's so cute. I'm seeing a little bit of an improvement in my drawings of animals, only because I try to do maybe 2 or 3 sketches a week now, so that I can keep up with my sketching abilities. So, and then we are almost to the point where we're at the Froggy. Let's see, where am I, Froggy? So maybe I'll just take a little time to do a little bit of this guy, because I think I have to do the mushrooms yet, and then I am done with this sketch and on to another Froggy. So I'm sorry if you didn't get to see all of those. I just realized now that I had you all the way down. Okay, I tried to give you a view. Okay, let's work on, I was working on the bottom here, because they has here that the stem, and that has a little and little, so I was trying to add the little ones and the grass to it. So I will work on that while we chat. What are some of the, if you sketch, what are some of your favorite things to sketch? Mine, of course, as you can see, are 2. I have two things, which are spookiness and animals. What a combo, right? And here's another thing. The pencil I'm using isn't even a drawing pencil. Just a regular pencil. Number 2 pencil. So you don't have to be fancy with your art tools. You can do it wherever and however. So now we have, this guy should have been down here further. See, I'm too busy yapping and not paying attention. Okay, we got the stem going down here. This is where the top of this guy should be. And then we come around. Bring it around town. That's from SpongeBob. SpongeBob SquarePants. Oh, I promise I won't sing the song. Probably get a copyright strike, my luck. Alright. See, now I would have liked to do a live, but I wouldn't have been able to look at the comments while I'm doing this, because I would never get it done. It'd be like useless for me to even think about it. About doing that, because it would be like, well, I can't draw, talk, and look at the chat at the same time. That would be when I would probably do it when Mark's around. He's gonna have a late night tonight. He was saying how he's got a lot to do, and I was planning on getting a lot of laundry done today. But our washing machine had other plans. It decided to subvert I was outside. I'm thinking, I'm going to get a lot done today because the sun's finally shining. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to mow the grass. And then I'm going to do the laundry. And I'm going to get crap done because it's not raining. So I started up the laundry. It's like, yeah. got the laundry in, and we've been having trouble with our washing machine. It's had attitude, and Mark kind of made it a little, his little, he made a little, I don't know how to put it, adjustment to the one hose so that it would work better. And it decided today that it was going to leak. I'm out there mowing the grass, okay, and I can hear, I'm right outside the door basically. I am not making this good here. I'm right outside the door basically, and I can hear this water that sounds like it's really running rampant, and I'm thinking, oh no. So I'm running into the basement, and there I see a pool of water on the floor. It isn't that big of a pool of water, but I got in there just in time, and I ended up having to stop the washer and see what's going on with it. Here, that one hose disconnected itself. Actually, what happened was it was in the spin cycle, and then it decided it was going to, for some reason had water going back in, and I don't know why. And the machine decided it was going to be, the hose end was, one end of the hose is going to be clogged, and so there was like a fountain. I mean, it looked like actually like a waterfall, and I'm thinking, oh my God, water is all over the floor. I'm trying to mop it up as fast as it was coming. I shut off the washing machine, and it was on the spin cycle then, and for some reason I don't know where this water was coming from. I don't know if it was the water that it was sucking out of the washing machine, but it decided to really spit it out, and it was going into this pipe. He had a hose going into the pipe, so from the washing machine into this pipe is where this water comes out when it does the spin cycle. Well, what happened was something's in the bottom of that pipe, and the water had nowhere to go. So as the water was gushing in, I mean, this stuff was really flying out the hose. As it was gushing in, it got to the part where it got clogged, and it pushed the water back up out of the pipe and out over everything. So I got it all cleaned up, and then I thought, okay, I'll see if I can get it to finish this spin cycle so I can, so the clothes will be okay, and I can hang them out and all this other crap. And wouldn't you know, I turned it on and it wouldn't work. Nothing was happening. And I'm like, what the heck? So, dummy me, I decide, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back a little bit on the cycle here and see if it really is altogether stopped. Maybe something happened with a fuse, or because this is an old house, and I'm like, I'll just check it out and see what's going on. And it started to fill up with water again. I'm like, no. So my clothes were almost spun dry in the washing machine, and dummy me decided to mess with it and see what's wrong, only to make it full of water again. So I had a fun time with the water. So I was playing in the water in the basement this morning, and I thought, I hope this is not an indication of how my day is going to be. Because if it is, I'm going to put my jammies back on and go right back to bed. Not that I want to start it over, but I just want to get it over with and get to the next day, because it was horrible. It was nasty. So what happened was, with the water that went into the washing machine I ended up scooping it out and pouring it in our little sink downstairs, and to get rid of it. I had it going into a tub, And I'm like, wait, I can just pour it right down the sink here. And hopefully nothing's clogged on the end of the sink, or I'm going to have another massive mess. And nothing was, so I was able to empty the tub of water into the sink. And I was able to also take the hose and put it by the sink. I'm not even going to attempt to do another load. I was going to, but I wanted to get up here and do some sketching, and I'm just going to add grass down here. I'm not even going to care how it looks. It doesn't have to be exactly. That's how I roll. It doesn't have to be exact. I'm not aiming for perfection. I'm just aiming to make a sketch. And that's that. So yeah. So now, whenever, I guess maybe he'll get a moment tomorrow, and we're going to go downstairs and have a little powwow with the washing machine and see what the heck its attitude is, what's going on. Because I wasn't expecting that at all. I was expecting a little bit of runoff because he had to rig up the hose a certain way, and I was expecting something to happen, but not to the extent that it did to me. Man, so I actually had to wring out the water out of the laundry that got done. I had to wring that out in order to hang that stuff up on the line. Now the stuff is has been out there for just about, well, right before I came and sat here. So I'd say maybe half hour, 45 minutes it's been out there. So it's hopefully going to dry. It's a very nice day. So I should not even say it. If I say it, I'll jinx myself. But the 4-letter wet word better not happen today, and then re-soak my clothing, because our dryer took a crap too. Yeah, one thing right after the other. Why not? Why not? It's all like a learning experience, I guess. Or else I'm just being tested to see how much crap I can take in one day. I've just been to the point anymore. Well, yeah. Now, if it would have been any other time in my life, I'd probably been swearing and really getting upset and whatnot. But I just am to the point now where I guess I'm expecting it, so maybe I'm manifesting it. I don't know what to say about that, but something's going on. Some of the stuff that's happening, it's just like, why? There's got to be a reason for it. There's got to be a reason that it just decides to happen. Can't just happen all the time to me, but it does. And you know what? I think I've passed the test already. I don't want to take any more tests, so I really wish I could get like 1 day a week, maybe. I know it might be asking too much, but 1 day a week where things go okay and not crazy like they have been. They say you can manifest things with your attitude, and believe me, I'm trying to be as positive as possible. But lately, I've been like, I'm positive something's going to happen. And it does. And it's not never anything little. It's always something that's got to put a wrench in your plans. So I'm okay. I guess I feel like I'm done with this. This one, it's not perfect, but it's got the job done. And we can move on to the next Froggy. Oh, like I told Mark, I'm going to get sick of Froggies, but it's okay. I still have all this to fill. And what I might do is, if you're watching this maybe you can help me out. And maybe it'll be a challenge for me depending on what you tell me. But if you got ideas of what some things, like I said, I like spooky, Halloweenish, creepy horror, and I also love to do animals. So if you want to put in the comments a sketch idea, I will see if I can come up with it. And that would be an awesome way to help me fill my sketchbook, because I have another book after this one that I'm probably going to get impatient and not be able to fill this whole thing right away. But I would like to do my other sketchbook that I have waiting for me, which is going to be strictly wolves. So I won't be doing any more wolves in here, so that shouldn't be a, if you find a wolf picture that you like, maybe I can transfer it into that book. But I probably won't be doing any more wolves in here because I want to strictly make that my other sketchbook all wolves. I have a horror sketchbook that I came up with, and I believe I showed you guys what I did with that, with stickers in the corner, and those are my prompts, and I just draw whatever the sticker is. So I've already got that one pretty well. But if you can think of something, that's why I like to sketch with my spooky stories, because it still gets me sketching. And most of the stories that I've had, except for in this book that I'm in now, have not had pictures or illustrations for the story itself. So, and I haven't done any sketches for like the Hamburg Diner, and this last one I did of Uptown, I haven't done any sketches for those. So that's why I'm doing sketches in here to keep my sketching going, because I don't like to slacken that anymore. If I go anywhere and we need to get something done, and I know I'm going to have to wait, I take a sketchbook. So I get that done. Like at the auction we go to on the first of the month, we always have to do, hope you guys can see what I'm doing. We always have to go in the day of the auction, and what we do is we have to be, we're in there and we're waiting, because before we go in, you have to wait in a line in order to get a spot to secure a day to drop off items that get auctioned. So it is kind of hectic, and we've been doing that for a good 4 years now. And when we first did it, like, the auction opens up at 9 o'clock for people to be able to go in. Well, when we first started, we would be able to go there about like 7:45 at the earliest, and then we would be able to just wait not long. You know, if they open the doors at 9 o'clock, it might be an hour and 15 minutes at the most. Well, there's this one guy who decided to start coming in, and he always has to be first. It's like weird. He has this obsession with being the first person in line. And it's like, I said to Mark, I said, he's got issues. That guy's got issues. Well, he used to come, and if we, you know, if anybody was in that front first spot, he'd get like weird. And so he started coming earlier and earlier. So it's like a battle between him and these other people that feel that they need to be first in line, which is really ridiculous. Well, everybody else started doing it. they started showing up and wanting to be close to the first person in line. And so now it's to the point where when you go in there, in order to get a decent spot, because there's only a certain amount of spots. I made this eyeball way too big. There's only a certain amount of spots available for drop-offs. And so people that are coming in are getting weird about it, and they need to be in the front of the line somehow. And so now the time to be there, if you want to get a good spot in line, wait for it. Now, like I said, we used to be there 7:45 for opening at 9 o'clock. Well, now your best bet is to get there by like 6:30 in the morning. Now, isn't that just crazy? Just because some people have this in their head that they have to be there real early in the morning, they need to be there first. I asked the guy this past week, well, not this past week, the 1 week I asked him, I said, how early do you come? He goes, he says, I've been getting in here before 6 o'clock sometimes. Sometimes they don't even have the door open. And I'm like, you're an idiot. You need a life, buddy. You need to move on. I could not believe what he was telling me. And I was like, wow. Yeah, that's not happening. We're not going to be there at 6:30 in the morning. I don't care for the 15th person in line. That's just ridiculous. And then I found out, the best part is, I found out that you can call in to get a spot. You don't even have to go to the auction. So the past 3 before this past weekend was, we went, when we went in, oh no wait, yeah, the last one, we didn't even go. That's right, we didn't even go. We stayed home, and at 9 o'clock they start taking the phone calls, because that's when they open the door, and they make that fair by not taking calls until 9 o'clock, because the people who've been waiting since before the sun would come up, they make it that way so it seems a little fair. And so now, if we don't want to go to the auction, we just call in. Last week, we didn't get there until like freaking 8:30. I was like, so what if we're down the hall? So I told Mark, I said, I wonder, even if we go in and we're not going in really early, I wonder if we could still call in while we're waiting in line. Wouldn't that be the shit, right? Well, wouldn't you know it, we get in the building and we're trying to call, and the phones are not ringing. I'm like, son of a bee, we gotta still stay in this line, and it's gonna be forever. The auction is gonna start at 10 o'clock, and we'll still be in line to get a date to drop off. Well, I said to him, I'm gonna go walk around a minute. If you stand in line, and then I'll come back to you. So I decided I'm gonna give it another go. I'm gonna see if I can get through on the line. Well, I got through. It actually rang, and I hear auction time bid board, hold please, and I'm like, yes. So I went over to Mark and I went, I'm on hold. And he's like, what? I said, I'm on hold. And he's like, awesome. So I was able to get a date to drop off while we were waiting in line. So that was an even better experience. So now we actually know we can actually go at a normal time and still have the possibility of not having to stand in line for hours. We'll be able to just call in while we're there and get a spot. So that worked out. But man, some people are just strange, aren't they? Some of the issues that they put upon themselves. It's just, yeah. And yes, this guy's single too, because he doesn't have a life. But definitely is single. I've never seen him with anybody, and I don't think anybody would put up with that bull crap unless they're as weird as he is about things like that. But yeah, that's just too much. That'd just be too much. We used to just sit here and just ring the phone until they picked up, and then we could get a day to drop off. It's really dangerous to go to these auctions because you see stuff you think you need, you don't need it, and then you end up bidding on it, and next thing you know, you're getting an invoice, and you're like, holy crap. We went a little nuts. Mark, I don't even know. I left him alone. I left him alone for like, seriously, I left him alone for like 10, 15 minutes. I went into their sister store that they had down the hallway of the auction. It's like people consign stuff and put it in there and sell it. And so I had never been in there, and I was thinking of taking some stuff, and I wanted to see what it looked like and if it might be worth doing it. So I'm down there, and I messaged him. I said, hey, I'm down the hall at their other shop. If you want to come over. He goes, well, I'm waiting to see because he was bidding on bats because he's going to make tree knockers, Sasquatch tree knockers out of these bats. So he was waiting to see if he's going to win these bats. And I went, oh, okay. Well, unbeknownst to me, he meets me at this place, and he says, wait till you see what I bid on. He goes, I can't believe nobody was bidding on these. And I'm like, oh no, he did not. Well, yeah, he did. I went over to see what he bid on. Nonsense. They were chairs. He says, these are like antique chairs. I don't know why nobody was bidding on them. So I bid on them. Well, I'm like, and what are we going to do with them? I don't know yet. So now he bought 4 chairs, 2 of them rockers. Then because it had the word antique on it, he went a little crazy on them. So it's like, now we have all these chairs, and the whole idea is like when I get stuff and I find bargains, or I find people like emptying out their houses and whatnot, I get their treasures that they're getting rid of. If I think it's going to sell at the auction, I will get it, and it won't cost anything, just the gas to go pick it up, which is usually I just do it around the neighborhood. I don't go more than 5 miles if I'm going to pick something up, not even. So, and it's all free money is the way I look at it, because we didn't buy it. So it's stuff that when people bid on it, that's all free money to us. And that's how I resell. I clean the stuff up, and then it goes on there. And if I don't get it sold at the auction, we put it on Facebook. So now we have these chairs that nobody wanted at the auction, which is the main point of me getting stuff for. And now we have them because nobody else bid on them. So it's like, what are we going to do with them? We can try to sell them on Facebook, but if they didn't sell at the auction, I don't know if that no one's going to be interested in them. So yeah, it's just, so now we have these. I left him alone for way too long. He was unsupervised. So sometimes when he's unsupervised, we end up with camping supplies, like tents, backpacks, cots, sleeping bags. I have been with him 13 years and we've never gone camping once. And he's bought all this crap. So now I look at it this way. With the economy nowadays and the things that everybody's stressing over, I look at it as we may be homeless one day, so maybe it'll come in handy. Good Lord. I said to him, I leave you alone for 10, 15 minutes, and we end up with 2 rocking chairs, a captain's chair, and a gossip bench. Yeah, so we picked it up, the captain's chair and the gossip bench, which is a gossip bench is back in the day when they had the chair and then there was a table next to it where you would put your phone on and you'd sit on there and gossip on the phone. So it's called a gossip chair. And he has that over by his recliner. He uses that to put his books and stuff on that he has, and then there's a place for the cats to lay. He said they can lay on the chair part. Oh, good lordy Lou. This one isn't too bad of a froggy. He's sitting on a toadstool. Some of these I can tell are AI pictures. I had one I was looking at, I'm like, what in God's name is wrong with this foot? The frog was exposed to radiation or something. It had like 6 toes and then it had more. Like there was more shooting out from somewhere else. I'm like, what is going on here? I had to just stare at it for a while because I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on with these toe, what do they call them? Toe pads, toe buds. I forget what they call them. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get tired of doing these buggers. This might be the last of the. I think I have 4 more, and then that's it with the frogs. I had some flamingos, but I just decided no. And the reason I do this, print them out and have them in here, because if I go somewhere, then I have my reference photo with me. I don't have to look it up on my phone. And so I'm all ready to go. Some people also sketch with mechanical pencils. I've not done that yet, but I don't see that as being a problem. It usually doesn't take me this long to sketch, but I'm talking too, so I have that distraction. Usually I have the cats distracting me by making me yell at them. But they're behaving. They're kind of all napping right now, so I got lucky. As soon as I get done with some of these little details, I think I might just call it. And then if I finish this today, I have to go out and check to see if the laundry is coming along okay. It was dripping out there on the line because when I turned it back on, the water was refilling, and like I said, so I was making more of a mess for myself. So now my laundry, I had to wring it out and then put it outside, so I have to check to see how it's coming along with drying. Shouldn't be too bad. The sun's really nice out today. I think that's a good enough place to stop. At least I got the Froggy somewhat done. He's not exactly like the Froggy in the picture, but what am I gonna do? I'm not that good of an artist. I don't ever claim to be. I'm not perfect. I just do what I can and be happy with that. And I think I'm doing better. But I never claimed to be a really good artist. And I thank you to people who think so and have commented that they thought so. But it's all just a matter of looking and putting. That's how I've always drawn. Always had a reference, always was able to do that. And I also am able to, like I've done here, take a picture and expand it or make it smaller to fit my whatever I'm working with. And trying to center it sometimes can be a bugger. But I think I didn't do too bad here because I have, oh, wait a minute, this is bugging me. Because I have another, this mushroom is going to come out over here. And this grass is going to come out of here. So I might have centered it not too badly. So there you go. Now you can see how my mind works when I'm sketching. I still do a lot of erasing, but it's still not perfect, but it's close enough to me, and it helps me. It's like therapy, and God only knows what's going to happen to my sketchbooks once I'm gone. I don't know. Maybe my son will like them. I have no idea. He's kind of an artist too. He used to, in school, do a lot of art. I just sent him a whole package that I had saved some of his art pieces that he had done, and I sent them to him. He goes, my gosh, I didn't even forgot all about these pictures. But that's the kind of mom I was. I was always saving things. Anyway, that was my favorite subject in school too, art. And I was friends with my art teacher up until he passed last year. I believe he passed away. And at one point he was even my brother-in-law. So it's a little weird, but I mean, hey, I liked it because he was my influence. He was my reason for doing art. And I often let him know it. And he was my friend on Facebook, and he would see my sketches too and give me a thumbs up and give a good comment on it. And then I had already told him several times that if I wouldn't have had him for an art teacher, I don't know that I would have gotten so involved in art. But he made art interesting. He made it fun. He was never demeaning to anyone. Always helpful. Always encouraging. So, but I never went any further with it after school. I wanted to be a veterinarian, but that took a back seat. And so life just went on. But I'm back at it. I'm back at it because my life has changed in a way that I can't do other things, but I can still do this. So hopefully nothing will ever happen to my hands, or then I'll be poop out of luck for sure. With all that yapping, I hope you guys still stuck around. And please give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. It doesn't cost anything, and it'll help my channel if you feel like helping me out. And if you've already subscribed and you've been hanging in there with me, thank you so much. And I'm sorry for the yapping, but it's either you or my cats. And so my cat's got a break today, and now you guys are suffering for it. So stay happy, stay healthy, stay kind, stay true to yourself, stay creative, stay creepy, stay tuned for my next video, and I shall see you there. I hope so. Have a great day. Bye-bye for now.